Now, London police have confirmed that they've received a fresh allegation of sexual assault against Russell Brand. It comes days after a Channel 4 documentary where several women claimed the comedian and actor had raped, groomed or sexually abused them. Now, a warning, the following clip contains depictions of sexual assault that you might find distressing.
He's grabbing at my underwear, pulling it to the side. I'm telling him to get off me and he won't get off. And he has that glazed look in his eye again. I was very distraught, trying to get out of the house with him being so much taller than me, like holding me up against the wall. By the end of it, I was like, oh my God, he raped me.
Now, Russell Brand, who, by the way, has also reinvented himself as a counter-cultural, anti-Ukraine, anti-vaccine activist, he denies all of the allegations against him. He says they're part of a wider campaign to silence him. Have a listen.
I was very, very promiscuous. Now, during that time of promiscuity, the relationships I had were absolutely always consensual. I was always transparent about that then, almost too transparent. And I'm being transparent about it now as well. And to see that transparency metastasized into something criminal that I absolutely deny makes me question, is there another agenda at play? I'm aware that you guys have been saying in the comments for a while, watch out, Russell, they're coming for you, you're getting too close to the truth. Russell Brand did not kill himself. It's been clear to me, or at least it feels to me like there's a serious and concerted agenda to control these kind of spaces and these kind of voices. And I mean my voice along with your voice.
And Brand has now postponed the rest of his comedy tour in the UK. Well, joining me now is entertainment reporter Kinsey Schofield. Kinsey, thank you so much for joining me. How credible are these allegations and what's been the response in Hollywood?
Well, you know, when these allegations initially came out, I was caught off guard by them and I was surprised. But the more I talk to some of my comedian friends, they say, well, I mean, it was an open out there secret that he was maybe a little too aggressive. And I want to be careful how I put this because I have, contacts within his family. So I want to be sensitive with how I discuss it. But I do think that he is in jeopardy of losing everything if this becomes, and we know the Met Police is now investigating a criminal case. If this goes beyond allegations and he, is pursued by law enforcement, I do think that he's in jeopardy. But you're absolutely right. He's cultivated an audience on YouTube of millions of people that do not trust the media. So if this does not go into the criminal direction, he still has a defiant audience that are following him on these platforms, on some of these, rebel platforms. I think I can't remember the name of one of these social media sites, but it's anti-YouTube. But he will still be able to monetize his brand.
I know that there's a view that's emerged, and it's not dissimilar to what's happened in Australia, where similar allegations have played out in the media first before the victims took it to the police. But that his defenders are saying, why wasn't this taken to the police first? Of course, he hasn't been found guilty of anything yet. But do you think, regardless, his future in major television or film is finished?
I do. I think that it is. However, I think that he chose a while ago to reject the mainstream pursuit, to reject the mainstream media. And that's why he started to create this base that he did online. You recently saw him speaking to other mavericks like Tucker Carlson or, Robert Kennedy Jr. He pursued these people that were kind of rejected by society and helps to build his base. So I don't think that hurts him to not be in a movie in the future or to not be cast in a TV show, because I think that he purposely, created a brand that he could monetize without the help of the mainstream entertainment world.
Look, since the allegations come out, we've seen a lot of old videos surface of Russell Brand saying or doing inappropriate things towards women. Have a look at this one from one of his visits to Australia.
Liz, that's your fault, because you took your eye off the road because things was getting a bit fruity out there. All right, Liz,
we
goodbye.
were. Yeah, thank you.
Well, it's been really a one-foot sleep. See you later. Russell. All right, take care. Russell, how can I do your bra just like this? Liz, I love you.
I mean, Kinsey, look, it was another time perhaps, but we just saw the boss of the Spanish Football Federation lose his job for kissing a woman without her consent.
I agree. I think it was another time, and I think we all, evolve. You know, if you watch the videos that he produces today, he's a completely different person who talks about meditation and yoga, and he's not that person at all. In fact, I couldn't stand him back then, but today I listen to some of the things he says, and I agree with them. So I do believe that we change and we evolve. And what's wild is that is what made him famous. That vulgarity, that aggressiveness, that's why people tuned in. That's why people went to see his movies and they sat in his comedy shows. But today we don't appreciate that behavior and we reject it.
All right, Kinsey Schofield, thank you so much for joining me.